Imagine waking up on a normal morning. The sun is rising, the air is cold like any winter day in Russia. People are heading to work, children are walking to school, and everything feels calm. But suddenly, in one single moment, the sky splits open with a blinding white light, a light brighter than the sun itself, a light that cuts through the clouds like a burning blade. What happened on February 15th, 2013, above the city of Chelyabinsk in Russia was one of the strangest and most dangerous events humans have witnessed in the modern era. A meteor entered the atmosphere and exploded before it even touched the ground. But this explosion was more powerful than 30 nuclear bombs like the one dropped on Hiroshima. Let me tell you the story from the very beginning. It was around 9 in the morning. People were walking in the streets. Some were driving to work. Some were having their morning coffee. Then suddenly, a huge light appeared in the sky, a pure white flash, so bright that many people thought it was a nuclear explosion or a military attack. The meteor entered the atmosphere at a speed of 19 kilometers per second, which is almost 50 times faster than a bullet. The brightness was so intense that shadows on the ground shifted twice, once when the meteor appeared and again when it exploded. After around 20 or 30 seconds of the bright flash, people began to ask themselves, what is that? Why is the sky glowing? Is it a missile, an explosion, a secret weapon? But before anyone could understand what was happening, a massive shockwave hit, a deep, powerful boom. Buildings started to shake, windows shattered everywhere. People were thrown back by the pressure wave. The explosion happened about 30 kilometers above the ground. But even at that altitude, the force was terrifying. The shockwave was stronger than anything the people had ever experienced. More than 1,500 people were injured, not by the meteor itself, but by flying glass shattered by the powerful pressure wave. What is surprising is that people imagined a massive meteor, but the truth is the meteor was only around 20 meters in diameter before entering the atmosphere, the size of a small building. When an object like that enters the atmosphere at such speed, the heat and pressure tear it apart, causing it to explode in the air. The meteor broke into thousands of fragments. The largest piece found in a nearby lake weighed around 500 kilograms. After the incident, scientists from NASA and research centers around the world began asking, how did no one detect this object before it entered the atmosphere? How did something this large slip past telescopes and monitoring systems? The answer was even more shocking. The meteor was coming from the direction of the sun. The sunlight made it nearly impossible to detect. This means that if another similar or larger meteor is coming from that same direction, we might not see it until it is already inside Earth's atmosphere. Chelyabinsk was a global wake-up call. Russia at that time was full of cars equipped with dash cameras used for traffic evidence and insurance. And because of that, something unbelievable happened. The meteor was recorded from dozens of angles. Videos showed the bright flash, the explosion, the shockwave, the shaking cars, and the sound of breaking glass. These videos spread across the world in minutes. Scientists relied heavily on these recordings to study the event. After the explosion, people came outside in shock. Smoke rose from buildings, glass covered the streets, and hospitals filled with injured people. But at the same time, the people realized something important. If the meteor had reached the ground instead of exploding in the air, the result would have been catastrophic. Scientists estimated that if it had hit the surface, it could have destroyed an entire city and killed thousands. Its explosion in the air, though powerful, actually saved lives. After the event, global attention turned to space agencies. People asked, what if the meteor was bigger? What if one is on its way right now? Do we have the technology to stop a dangerous asteroid? This pushed world agencies to start building real planetary defense systems like NASA's DART mission, which sent a spacecraft to hit a small asteroid to see if humans can change its course. The real reason these projects exist today is the Chelyabinsk incident. The short answer is yes. Events like this happen roughly once every 50 to 80 years. What is even scarier is that 99% of meteors of this size are not detected. If one approaches from the direction of the sun, we will not know until it enters the atmosphere. The good news is that most meteors of this size explode in the air instead of hitting the ground. And while the Chelyabinsk explosion was terrifying, it also served as a chance, a warning, a reminder that the universe is big, unpredictable, and full of surprises. Final message for the video. So we must ask an important question. If a 20-meter meteor caused fear across an entire country, what if a slightly bigger one came? What if right now another meteor is heading toward Earth and we still cannot detect it? The Chelyabinsk meteor was not just an event, it was a message from the sky, a reminder that our planet is small, that space is dangerous, and that we need to be ready for whatever comes next. If you want to learn more, stay tuned for the upcoming videos. And always keep your eyes on the sky because you never know what might suddenly appear above you.